Hey, everybody. This is an interesting episode. We're trying a little experiment. Felipe, our UX designer, joins me, and we're talking about media reduction, social media reduction, as in reducing the amount of time spent on social media. The idea here is that Felipe and I have interesting discussions, and I thought they would be valuable to share. Sometimes they're not necessarily 100% related to technology startups or technology work, but usually they're related to, I don't know, kind of the way UX works in your real life. So designing your own user experience with life. I'd really like some feedback. So if you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, if there's a specific topic you'd be interested in hearing us talk about, let me know. Twitter is good, or email is fine as well. So at Dave_Albert on Twitter, or podcast at dave-albert.com. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Dave Albert. In this show, I talk about technology, building a company as a CTO and co-founder, and have guests to discuss their roles in technology and entrepreneurship. Today, we're going to try something a little different. Felipe, our UX designer, who hopefully you've listened to the episode a couple of months ago, or maybe more than that, has joined us again. But we're going to make him a little bit of a regular. And I guess this is kind of a segment that we'll call, What's Up, Felipe?
What's up, Dave?
So what's on your mind? What sort of things have So Felipe and I often talk about productivity tips, and not even just productivity tips, but just how to survive in the new world. The new world order. Just how to not lose your mind with all the things that are going on. So
yeah, we do talk a lot about that, and they usually start with Dave asking, "What's up?" Usually meaning something like directly related to work, like something that we're working on, or like a specific issue. And then we end up going to this like long and deep conversations about stuff that's not always related to what we started on, but it's always enjoyable.
And I think it makes us better people.
Yeah, but it does make me like to just talking and hearing different experiences. Sure does. Yeah. Yeah. I think I have an idea where we can start. It's something that you mentioned last week. I think I can remember when, and then it's something that I go through, frequently. Which is, you mentioned that you're taking some time off social media. Is that, can you, I think if you want to, cause, and that's all it was. So this is not like we're like, hey Dave, do you remember? It's like, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, and I thought it could be something for us to start on.
Yeah. So I noticed I was spending time I didn't have on things I didn't care about. Pretty much is most of social media.
I know exactly what you mean.
The value that I was getting was very minimal, and the things that would snag my attention were always just negativity, and they added no value. I'm not even the type to really get in arguments, but I would ask questions that I didn't really care about the answer to.
You mean on social media?
Yeah. But like a specific question to, but by that, do you mean this or how does that apply to, and it was like the outcome is nothing. And it was a controversial topic.
It doesn't really help like the discussion. It doesn't like move things. It just makes you more, you personally more annoyed and more.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anybody's mind. Even, coming at things with an open mind, it did not help me at all.
Yeah.
And so a couple of things I did was like, I noticed that nothing attracted my attention on Facebook except for conversations that no value was going to come out of.
Yeah.
And I never was a huge Facebook user, but it's pretty much the only place I get to see what my kids are up to.
Yeah.
And so I would be there and I'd be like, okay, there's kids. What's this conversation? What? No, that can't be. That's not wait, why am I going down this hole? So I just basically just stopped going.
Yeah.
Deleted the app. I have still got Twitter because I've got things on the podcast and I contact people, but I barely do anything other than direct message people now. Mm-hmm. I have set triple tapping my home button on my iPhone to switch between black and white and color, because that's a thing I'd heard that the color triggers the dopamine. So if you look at something on any of those social platforms that you don't want to dig into, but that there is something necessary that you want to be able to see, that then it will not be as likely to pull you into the abyss. And that's really, like, I've spent I don't know how often now I'll just be sitting there, pull out my phone, and then just stick my phone back in my pocket because there's nothing to get onto.
I'll do that.
It's like when you get to that point where there's just, I can't do any more work.
Yeah. You need something.
Yeah. So it's like, I've done all the work I can do today.
Yeah.
I can't even think about if I try to respond to an email, it's going to be a half-ass answer.
No, you shouldn't do it.
It's just, I just need to rest.
Yeah.
The way I used to rest was, I thought I was resting.
Mindlessly scrolling. Twitter and
Instagram.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean, because I've been there and I am there, because that changes, and that's like when you mentioned your social media time off. I think next day I read an article about first. There's a lot on what you said that I think we'll get back to. There's like a bunch of, and I do talk a lot about. I think too much about this social media thing, like. He was talking about what happens when you do all those things, when you move Twitter from your home screen to like a hidden folder on your phone. And then you set up limits, like only 15 minutes a day or whatever. And then when you do the black and white thing, and like, when you uninstall the app, like what happened? And I've uninstalled apps and like, he was saying that what usually happens is that you end up using the web version on your phone, because then you kind of go there. So like, because it's something that we do, because it's like, it's not a fair fight. It's not just about I can't. No, it's like those things are designed to keep us there. And the more time we spend on it, that's how they make money, really. So there's no interest in us not being there on their part, even though they are starting to, say that they care now. Like Instagram has you're all done. Or Facebook, they're using a lot this phrase, time well spent. I think that's that's bullshit, really. Like it's not, they're just gonna change the way we interact, but I think we're gonna end up spending even more time there. Like Instagram remove likes for improve. It's not so much about time, but like make you more like, I don't know, less anxious or I don't think they have good intentions when they're doing that. I think they're going like they're seeing that people are more worried about it with reason, like we have reason to worry about, but I don't think anything that they do can help us. Mm-hmm. I don't think the answer to this problem is in any design decision that they take or because all their business model is broken. So there's nothing like, there's no tweaks that they can do that will solve this. So, and Guy was saying then that you basically try all these things and like changing places and all that and limits, and you end up in this kind of halfway, like you use the browser and then you kind of you're almost like cheating your own thing. And I thought that was interesting because that's where I was, that's where I ended up with Instagram for a while. I was like, I can use this. I'm using this too much. I'm going to delete the account. And then I delete it. And then like, I just go to the browser. Yeah. After a few days, I'll just go to the browser and then the browser is worse. So I just download the app again. And then it's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, like I absolutely done the exact same thing. Not with Instagram, but with a couple of other tools. Yeah.
And so basically, like I say, I don't think the solution is on their part. I don't think like solution for you to use less your phone is in your phone. Like you're not, there's no, I mean, to a certain point maybe, but I don't think that's where it is. Like what I found that has helped me to use less is to make that, make them less interesting to me, which basically, because like, so if you think Twitter and Instagram, it's mainly you who are making you're starting with people you follow. Of course, you get like a lot of related content and replies and like trending topics and all that. But you start with people you follow, so that you chose to follow. And same Instagram maybe even more, because it's, there's a less noise there than there is on Twitter, because replies and threads and all that. But I don't know. It starts with you choosing people to follow, or like even not just people, because the way we use and the way like I used was like, oh no, I'm gonna say I'm gonna use Twitter now as like a feed reader. When started, you did that also?
I did that with Facebook.
Yeah. So I don't think that works. It didn't work for me. It like because they're changing all the time. It just makes you just stay there, getting more content that you believe it's relevant. Yeah. When it's not. I don't like, I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's a good use of your time. So basically I started unfollowing a bunch of people and like kind of creating these rules also, like I create rules. It's just like guidelines for like I won't follow like brands anymore. Yeah. Like not like anything it's just because of the amount of stuff that's coming in.
Totally.
Yeah. So, I think that and that's helped. So by making it less interesting, I just don't go there anymore. And I'm making more, like I'm finding more interesting content using different ways than just waiting on Twitter to recommend stuff.
That's it. One thing I've done with Twitter recently, because I toyed with the idea of just like unfollowing. Yeah. I actually did unfollow a bunch of accounts that I never interacted with, and I really didn't care about their content. But, it's over 7, 8, 9 years, however long I've been there. But there were a lot of people I wanted to stay connected with just so that I could find them easily. Yeah. So what I did was stopped using the feed as the place where I go for content. And I actually have a list that I use that is specifically people that I want to know what they have to say. I created a Zapier Zap where it would send that into a Slack channel. Only problem is that the Zap reaches its limit in like 3 or 4 days for the month.
Wait. What are you sending to Slack?
When anyone on that list, everyone's tweets from that list goes into Slack. Okay. Just a private Slack channel of mine. Just so that I have one place where I can look at it. Okay. And so like, one of the things that frustrated me was if 2 people that I used to have notifications, like Twitter notifications on, would tweet something, and I would slide to look at one of those people's tweets, I'd lose that notification and couldn't figure out who the other person if you and I both tweeted it's at the same, in a similar time. Yeah. And somebody had notifications for both of us and they tried to look at yours. Yeah. Then they'd have to remember, who was the other person? I can't remember. Yeah. And then have to go through, look at all the tweets that if they did remember, it was me. Right. So what this does is basically logs it. And that way I don't have to keep up with it. It's just I can come back whenever.
But you end up with this big thing, though.
But it's only about 6 or 7 people who I want to know about. So it's not that many tweets. Right. It's still, the Zap runs out because I'm not a premium Zapier user. Yeah. And hard to justify paying for that when if I had the time, could write the script to solve the problem for me anyway. Yeah. But that is a step. If lists were a bit easier on Twitter, I think that could be.
I think they're trying to make it easier now. Did you see the new update, the new version on the iOS? You can swipe.
Oh no, I haven't tried that.
Yeah. I'm actually doing that after they changed swipes. It basically like tabs on your home screen, and you can just swipe through your lists. And it's fine. Like it works okay, but like, Dave's looking at his Twitter. His Twitter app now.
Take itself over. What it was.
I did it. Like what those things usually do for me, like trying to like tweak and use, is that they make it more annoying to use the app, and I get more stressed because then it gets into what you were saying of you're like getting a notification, but you don't know why, because it's those things that, and I get more stressed because of those things that I'm trying to, and it just doesn't work. It's like a similar thing of, not having the app installed, like a native app installed, and using browser. Like browser works fine. I can log in, I can see everything there. But, it just makes it like a worse experience. So I just download the app again. So like tweaking those that makes it a worse experience in using the thing usually. And also it doesn't really make me use it less. So I'm still using them. I might be using more even because now I have to swipe through the lists. So what I do is and I'm sure what I'm going to do, my next thing is I'm going to unfollow everything from the lists and I'm going to get back to one timeline only and no lists. And like, it's like, it's just, I can't, I'll just unfollow people, just unfollow profiles. I'm not, and if I'm interested in them, I'm gonna like manually go, and I'll do that sometimes. I'll just go to a person and I wonder what they've been up to, and I'll check them on my own time because it just keeps me there. And if I'm trying to use Twitter less, less means, the ideal less would be 0. And so if I get there, but like, I don't expect not to use it because I actually like Twitter and I like Instagram. I like posting pictures and I like seeing like pictures of most of my friends. I don't like when they're traveling, they're on holidays and posting a bunch of pictures. But, yeah, like my solution is I unfollow people and I don't care. Like, I'm not like, I'm gonna miss things. Like, cause you might get that. Do you get that?
Yeah. I honestly, I look at the Twitter feed very rarely in general. So that's not an issue for me. It's that I believe there is content in there that I do care about, but I don't want it mixed in with all the nonsense that I don't care about.
Right.
That was the point of the lists. And then having them go to a Slack channel, and the Slack channel is muted. So I don't get the notifications from that channel. Just I see it grayed out in the sidebar.
Yeah.
So when I'm free, I can go through and scroll through and look. And if there's something there that I care about at that point, that's grand. If not, I can just mark that conversation, that message is unread and come back later. Or I know that they're all in that one place and I don't have to go digging for them. So it kind of works.
Yeah.
It's better than what I had before. I've actually found, I've seen messages from 4 or 5 people that were absolutely the value I knew I was missing. But it's still, it's not perfect. Of course, I'd rather it just be in my terminal window as opposed to.
Is there not a Twitter terminal?
There is, but I have yet to see how it works with just lists.
Okay. But why don't you make your lists? Why are you so attached to your home?
But it's being able to, because I actually want to.
Like, can you maybe switch then?
That would take me a lot of time.
Yeah.
Well, I could probably write a script to do it. But so like anytime I'm trying to like tag someone or DM them. So like DMs are a perfect example. There are a lot of people that I DM that I don't really like. I think I still follow you, but a lot of your tweets are in Portuguese.
Oh yeah. So
I don't want to see that. I mean, it's because it means 0 to me.
Yeah, but why are you following me then?
I might not be anymore.
Right.
I can't remember.
Why are you not following me, Dave? No, like...
See, it's going to be harder to tag you. So that's probably it. It was easier to follow you and then tag you when I was posting our last episode.
Yeah. Yeah, like...
So there's a few reasons. I mean, they're more... A lot of them are about the podcast. But also about, which Joe was that? I can't remember. Was that?
Okay.
that I met at that meetup. I started following because I didn't know, we connected.
Right.
And now I know it's that Joe. And I've actually talked to him a couple of times, but if I unfollow him because I don't really care for his tweets, not that there's an actual Joe that I'm talking about.
Right.
So if there is a Joe that I'm
I know Joe. I know him. Yeah.
So it's that sort of thing. It's easier.
But do you feel bad in following people? Like how?
No, it's more that I don't want to lose the ability to find them. I guess I could use a list for that.
You see, that's like there's, and you mentioned that before, and when you mentioned about Facebook, it's the only way for you to keep track or like see what your friends, your kids are up to. And I'm not on Facebook anymore, and I've it took me a while, to take it's not, I was gonna say courage. It's not courage to delete Facebook. It's not courage at all. To go there and delete the account and actually delete. Because I'm living, in a different country. I'm far away from my friends and from my family. And I was for a while, that was my thing. If I'm not there, they're not gonna, they're gonna forget me. And I'm gonna fade. And that was a thing. Cause I'm not gonna, I don't like this. I don't like Facebook anymore for a number of reasons. But I felt like if I wasn't there, I don't exist. Almost like that. It's too dramatic. Why are they making us use those terms to talk about social media? And then, I think was talking to friends who just did it the same, and they were in similar situations. But, also when I read the 10 reasons to delete your social media, the book, it's really good. And the
Bummer book.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
And one thing that he says that these, social media, platforms and that they do constantly is that make you feel that the only way to, contact people, to reach people, either that your friends, your family, the only way to reach out to them and to talk to them and to see what they're up to is through their platforms. So, we didn't have social media until a few years ago, and we were fine. And now we're we're so worried that we're gonna basically die if we're not there. And that's and Guy says in the book is why do we feel like that? It's not that there are ways to better ways to reach out to people and to talk to people and have better conversations. Cause I with family stuff, I was okay, I'm gonna post this picture here of us having a nice, lunch that made me think of, my family that's there. And I think that they would enjoy seeing that we're good here. So I post that to Facebook, and there's a bunch of people who I don't care anymore. Old friends, I was doing trying to keep my friends list kind of, neat. Not so, but it was there was the difference, people leaving comments that I didn't care about. So what happened was that I just was not posting anymore. I was not, but that made me more distant from them. So, there was that time there. So I just deleted Facebook, and what I do now is I just message them privately. So we have we have like groups, and if I have a picture, I send my mom a picture. I call my dad, and I'll like FaceTime him if we're like in a restaurant that I think he'll like. And I was using Facebook to do that before, because there's like this feeling that and it's the same with friends. Like I thought I was keeping like contact with old friends from Brazil that are still there, and I thought that I was like, we're still a group of friends on Facebook, but it wasn't really. Do you know what I mean?
I just thought of this. It's more like we've all got telescopes and we're peeking in everyone's homes.
Yeah, exactly.
And not keeping contact.
Yeah.
We're just spying on everybody.
Just go to their home and talk to them. We can always do that. And there's always like, oh wait, it's like I'm far away. I can't talk to them. I can see them every day. I can see it, like I hadn't seen my sister in years, so it doesn't matter. Like, but like, so family and friends is the same. Like I thought they were, it was like there was the illusion of that, like our group of friends is still there, but it's like too passive. It has to be more active. So now it's the same. Now, if I want to talk to them, I will actually message them directly instead of like posting something. Yeah. Why did we start talking about that? I can't remember.
I just thought while we're reducing our social media.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So no Facebook anymore.
So what messaging platform?
Telegram. We're using Telegram, but main one is probably WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's still Facebook, but it's just that it's so
ubiquitous.
Yeah. Like there's no. It doesn't matter like how I feel about it. It matters that like that's where they are, and it's so. Yeah, but like it's the thing is that it's private and it's direct. It's like one-on-one. It's not or email. Like we're using email more also. So just communicate. Just which is something that we used to do until a few years ago. Until like we could like DM people. We just email them. But now we think that the only way to reach to people is through those. Like it helps a lot, but it's not the only way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day about email, because I'd almost gotten my email under control.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's still a couple of hundred too many emails in there in the inbox at the moment, but it's better than the 4,000 I had.
Yeah. It's just so much. It's so much.
And I unsubscribed from almost every newsletter. Yeah. Just because it's just too many things.
Yeah.
But then all the different tools email me. Slack emails me. I got it. Well, I mean, but it's invoices and receipts, and I've yet to figure out how to. Well, actually, sometimes the Slack updates about what's going on within our workspace. Sometimes that's useful.
Okay.
So it tells me where the messages are going. When users become active or inactive. So that's good for keeping, track of the costs of Slack and everything. But, however many tools we have, I get at least 2 emails a month from every single one of them. At least 2.
It adds up.
And then if there's an issue or if there's a specific update so there's, what do we have? 20, 30, 40 tools that we use.
Yeah.
That's somewhere between 80 and 500 emails in a month.
It's a lot.
And a number of those I have to action. So taking the invoices and getting them into our accounting system. And then all the emails from like Jira and Confluence. Those I could probably do with less of, and I use rules to help. But still, sometimes I need them. Not as often as I don't need them, but still, there's no way to say, only send me the ones that I need to know about, because there's no way to know when that's going to happen.
Yeah. I know. It's hard. Yeah.
Maybe I'll use a different email for actual human communication.
You do?
I said maybe I will.
Yeah. I do have two emails.
So I've got 4 or 5. But
right. They're all for
different stuff. I mean, my personal email is really not my personal email.
Right.
I don't know the last time I got a air quote personal email.
Yeah.
It's password resets and all sorts of stuff like that you have to get. But like an actual email from a person.
No.
That was not about something I needed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
it's like bills and junk.
Yeah.
Just like at home. That's all you get anymore. Bills and junk.
Yeah. No.
I'm just going to start writing letters.
Yeah. Sure.
Nobody will be able to read them because of my handwriting.
You can just type them.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to get a old manual typewriter.
Yeah. No, well, you don't have to go that far. Just print them.
Be like Hemingway.
Yeah.
So what else is on your mind?
Nothing. Nothing else. No. Just social media.
No. I was thinking the Eisenhower matrix might have been.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
So for those that don't know,
Will you talk about it now though?
Oh, we can save it.
Yeah. Let's save it.
Okay, we'll save it. Teaser.
Just so it's not too long. Maybe. How long was it?
We're at 35 minutes.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's because then we try and keep like maybe
one topic.
Yeah.
Unless they're really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could talk about that probably twice as long as.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Good call.
Cool.
All right. So, anything else before we leave then?
I'm good. Good for the next one.
And since you're off of all social media, how can people reach you?
You can reach me on Twitter, Instagram.
So off of social media is not the right word.
Well, that's the thing. Like we're talking. There's no like I tweet in Portuguese.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
why would you follow me?
Well, but if somebody had something they wanted to talk about what you've said, a response or a query.
I am on Twitter at Seu Felipe, SEUFELIPE, and Instagram the same.
Yeah.
And Letterboxd. That's a social media that I like. Letterboxd.
Might have to talk about that more in the future as well.
In the next episode.
And I am at Dave_Albert, and you can reach me podcast at Dave-Albert.com. So, thanks for joining me, Felipe.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for listening. Until next time, remember, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.